cool. I think that is going to have to work. Let me double check on mine.
Alrighty, hopefully we'll be able to get started here soon.
How do we sound better? A lot better? A little bit better?
Yes.
Let's just keep going with it. We just have a system and we're kind of playing around with it. And so it's kind of a bit of a challenge. But hopefully it will do us good. It's mainly for our big groups. When we run our big group, we'll have enough mics for everybody. So super excited. Let me see what we got. Okay, tell me if you can still hear us in that. Yeah?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, cool. Welcome to the Days of Green. We're going to go ahead and get into this. So Zira's Adventure. We're going to get back into it. So yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
I think our sync is off though.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Like your mouth is moving and you're not actually talking.
Oh, really? I had to like reset OBS. We'll figure it out one of these days. I'm sure. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best and stuff. I'm like, it's gonna be a tough night, isn't it? Not too bad. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it and stuff. So let's go ahead and get into Zira's story a little bit, okay? So obviously Zira is a fire genasi from the fire plane. We are playing the D&D/DC20 realm, and we are going through. So Zira is from the fire plane, and she has traveled into the Underdark. So the Underdark is a very scary place for people who haven't been, and very dangerous. She is out for vengeance. She's going after the Drow. The Drow are dark-skinned, white-hair creatures, elves, and they are the ones that pretty much murdered all your family and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so you are traveling down into the Underdark to seek out your vengeance. I believe you're also trying to figure out your plan as well. You're puzzling things together and seeing how to do this. Because it's not going to be obviously a Rambo kind of thing.
Yeah, I think originally that's kind of where my headspace was, where it was just like, just go through and try to wipe them out. But then I've kind of had a little bit of a reality check, just trying to make it down to the actual Underdark. Haven't been doing as well as what I would have expected. I have a background in military training, so I thought that this would be a piece of cake. And I've been humbled quite a bit, so now my thoughts are switching more to like a recon, and then learning how to actually fight and live in the Underdark.
Because you're planning on staying there? Jeez.
Well, not
weird. I've been like traveling through there for quite some time.
Exactly. I mean, I have to be able to survive down here.
Yeah. Pretty much. So, and then you have 2 friends with you now. So that you've made along the way in the wonderful Underdark world. You have your Toggle, who basically is very dangerous. He's kind of like a berserker. He kind of goes crazy. He has some questionable things going on in his head, and Zira is not very comfortable with him.
Yeah.
And then we also have Kwando, who was gonna help her, but also was gonna poison her too, that she figured out. So both of these 2 are helping her go down Lagar Dive, which is a very dangerous place to go down. So I'm gonna go ahead and slip over toward our screen so that our audience can see what we have. I spent like 10 minutes drawing this thing. So we have Lagar Dive. So where Zira has come up from, I wish I would have allowed the cursor. So from the top, from Upper World, I'm going to just move my screen over. From the Upper World, she came from. That's where she met with Toggle. Okay, and then they made their way down to the Lagar Dive, where the Lagar Dive curves and turns, all the spires that stick out. It is a long travel. It's 3 days before she made it to Gripples. It's a kind of a hole in the wall, and through the Lagar Dive is a constant descent. Like you're roping things, and then you're kind of descending down deeper and deeper. Okay, and like I've said before, if you fall, you're falling to your death, or you're falling to the spiders. Okay, But yeah, you traveled for 3 days until finally you made it to Gripples, and Gripples was where you were able to stay. This was also where you lost Toggle, and then you also met
Found Kwando,
Kwando,
yeah.
which you had your issues with. But yeah,
Yeah.
you were also trying to get rid of their poison and stuff, but you continued down from the spiders that you had been attacked by, also known as the Bagwillow spiders. These long-legged, daddy long-leg-esque kind of creatures that roam through these caverns. Okay, they're as tall as, I don't know, a gigantic tree and stuff.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Yeah, they weren't fun. They just poison you all the time, and they
Yeah.
just like shake the cavern that you're in
Pretty
and
much.
drop rocks on you and stuff. So I'm kind of starting to enjoy playing them somewhat. You know, they're in my pocket if I need to pull them out again.
To hit me.
Yeah, so those were fun. She passed through. She spent a couple days with Kwando, going down the Lagar Dive until she finally made it to the entrance of what appeared to be Zacapus. This was the ancient city that originally started to dig this hole, this Lagar Dive, to the Underdark. Okay, and what was that a mystical being was channeling and calling the leader of Zacapus to do this, and he was able to forge together with all of his people in the city and to dig deep into this, and that is where he was able to then open up what is known as the mouth of Methdoom, or I think mouth of Methdoom. Cool. So yeah, they went through Zacapus. They ran into a lot of ghosts, which were pretty fun as well to run through and stuff. We ran through a couple DC 20 monsters from the new monster book that he had put out. So yeah, it was a sort of a fun kind of experience. And
For you.
yeah, you met back up with Toggle. You lost Kwando, and yeah, you made
And then
through.
found Kwando.
You then found Kwando, and then Toggle was trying to murder Kwando because Toggle was actually trapped by Kwando and thrown into Zacapus. And I believe Kwando was hoping that the ghost would get rid of him.
Yeah.
So the ghost did it. For some reason, some strange reason. We don't know yet.
Yeah, there's just a lot of mysteries that yeah, both of them. They both seem to have a lot more going on than what meets the eye, which is very hard for me.
I think it's like a thing that DMs really enjoy. Is like, oh, you think that? No. Yeah. So you guys made it out. You guys had to fight the giant spider as well as her little pets and stuff. You made it out of there, but you are more like you fell unconscious, I believe, just as you were. So
yeah, I've got 2 HP,
down
but I'm not in good
at
shape.
the secret exit nearby Elder's Bridge. Okay, would you have known what they have said to you was basically the mouth of Methdoom is just down this bend. But Kwando seemed concerned and confused about it. Okay.
Okay.
But when you went down unconscious, that was before, so Toggle's still kind of just apprehensive of Kwando. Okay. Just go ahead and actually put this away. Let me close out my other one. I want you guys to see my mind. Cool. And let's see if I can put stuff closer. Try to get like a health tracker better for you and stuff so we can be all solid. But yeah, so this is where we find ourselves. Yay! Now the next is going to be into the mouth of Methdoom. Okay. And then we are running our game through DC 20. So yeah, with skill checks and dice. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like what you see, then please hit that like and subscribe button, of course. And there's also a link in the description for the DC 20 PDF if you're interested in playing. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoy playing D&D, you will love playing DC 20.
Yep. Cool. Let me go into it. Yep. Make sure you like and subscribe and everything, and comment, whatever, you know what I mean? It does help us and stuff, so we're kind of going to continue doing this whether or not we have 1 subscriber or 1 billion.
Yep.
Subscribers or probably like 30 times.
Yeah. We've got somebody watching. There's always somebody watching.
So we're gonna go ahead and go into it. You are loosely just unconscious. You're kind of fading in and out. You can see Kwando and Toggle just arguing with each other back and forth. Okay. You're not too sure of what they're saying. Sometimes even their talk is in a different language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any languages other than Common? No, you have Underdark, yes, I think, or something.
Yeah, I have Undercommon. I do have Goblin. But I think that's something that I'm like kind of developing.
So you're fluent, so you'd have to roll for it, I believe.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not.
funny because like it never go through the languages
No.
rules, and then and then when it comes up, then it's like, oh wait, what was it again?
Do you want me to pull them up, or do you want to pull them up?
Let's have a race. I want to start doing this thing where me and my wife we race for the rules. Kind of encourages us. And if anybody's watching, if they want to race for the rules, if you have the book, we're gonna try to figure it out. So languages. So what do you have to do for your languages? Okay. So she is listening in on this conversation. They're talking in a different language. Okay. I think it is basically you have to roll the dice, and it's a DC probably of 10 or something to kind of understand a certain level of their conversation. So here are all my books. She's gonna beat me.
Oh yeah.
A late start.
Got it.
Okay, I might as well close it up.
Find like where it actually says.
You don't have it. I gotta hold it. There's a rule for when you're fluent with it, between fluent and so basically, if you're fluent, I believe you understand it completely. No rules or anything like that. You can take in whatever's being said. But if you're somewhat fluent in it, you would have to roll, and you would only get a portion of that information. Let me look it up now. I think I am.
Okay, language mastery. Here we go.
I'm gonna look it up still. Smell though. Mortal language. This is a very simple universal language. Okay, keep going. Keep looking. That represent different creatures across the world. Below, languages. Gosh, I would be able to
Language.
make sure you speak up so I can.
Trying to find it still. Okay, here we go. Limited, you can read, write, and speak the language, but you must make a language check and succeed to do so. If you are fluent, you can read, write, and speak the language fluently.
Thank you. Gosh, I took up our whole episode.
And now we learned how to do languages. Ta-da!
Until we forget, and we're like, what was it again?
Yeah, so I have to roll to see if I understand what they're saying, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
you're just fluent in common, I'm assuming, right?
Undercommon.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think common is a given.
Yeah.
To everybody.
Common isn't a given, but you are fluent in undercommon as well.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll give you that portion, and then I'll give you the other portion you have to roll for, which is goblin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe what you do is you roll for your intelligence.
Okay.
Because I saw it up higher up somewhere.
Yeah, you would add your. I think I was reading something about that.
Checks and saves. Checks and saves. You add your charisma or your intelligence, your choice, to the checks.
Awesome.
Cool. So that is a 10.
10. Awesome. Yay. Cool. They are arguing. Okay, this is what you understand in undercommon. Okay, you understand that are
Oh,
kind
undercommon or goblin?
of undercommon and goblin.
Okay, so I can
Like I said,
understand.
it was going back and forth, like the conversation that's taking place between both of them and stuff. They can speak you can tell that they can both speak fluently in undercommon as well as goblin, as well as something else as well. Okay. Um, you can hear an undercommon saying, "We need to get to." He says, We need to get her where we need to go." Okay. He says something like, "We need to get her safety. We need to take her somewhere where she can get healed up. This is not the place for it. The spiders are going to come down once they sense our movements. We need to get moving now." And then Toggle's kind of yelling at him in an undercommon, and he is saying something like, "No, do you think I trust you for anything? You know what I mean? You don't touch her at all. I know what you're planning. I know what you're plotting. You can't trick me. You can fool anybody else, but not me." And then he then looks down at you and he sees you, and then he starts talking in Goblin, and he says, and then Kwando kind of looks and mirrors, and this is what you don't understand. He kind of goes, okay? You understand one word. It says, "What do you have?" is what Toggle says to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that's it. They conversate and yell and kind of stuff, and then he kind of just, he nods his head, and then he walks off. Okay?
Okay.
He kind of leans over, Toggle leans over you. Okay? All right then. It'll be all right. Stay with me. I was the one that put up the most fight, and you're here just barely holding in.
Sorry, I can't go all superhuman like you can.
I didn't go, well, yeah, you're right, I did go superhuman. I wasn't trying.
My rolls were really sucky.
I can tell. I think we have a place for you to rest.
Okay. Are you two gonna be okay?
He kind of looks at you and he says, "I don't trust him. If I had the choice, I would cut his throat open, but he knows the Lagar Dive more than I do. And if you really want to make it where you're going, then you probably should rest." If we don't know this, Zira is like feeding him from consciousness unconscious.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll one time, and then that's it. You are going to actually go somewhat unconscious.
What am I rolling for?
You're going to roll for it's a save. It's going to be a death save.
I'm not that dead.
No, you got knocked unconscious. You
No,
fell
I
into like
didn't.
one.
I had 2 health left.
You had 2 health left.
Yeah.
And then you got the health taken away, right?
No. I mean, I'm poisoned.
You're poisoned, and you took a poison damage. You went down for death's door, didn't you?
I would have had to go down below 0.
No.
I snuck out with 2 points of health.
On our last battle.
Yeah. Can you just
Okay.
eat those and make them go away?
No, this is just my minor treat. My chocolate chips that I have here. It's so I'm not like crunching and everything like that. And it's like sweet, and it's
I know.
I'll put them on this side of the table. Poor wife, she's like on like a.
Always on a diet.
Yes. Cool. You are struggling. But you're not on
Yeah,
death, so you don't have to roll for that. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't. I don't trust him. He's gonna go and check the whereabouts of this place, and then he's gonna come back, and we're gonna follow him. I'm gonna help you. He kind of puts his hand underneath you a little bit, and he starts picking you up. You gotta be strong for a little bit. Yeah.
Fine. I've been in worse shape than this before.
You can see what appears to be, as you guys kind of come down farther and farther, he's basically leading you down these stones. So the path for the road, the path originally that's pretty wide and open is no longer. It's broken up and it falls into the pit. So he's having to help you descend down from rock to rock. And it's like the rocks are kind of breaking and crumbling and stuff underneath you. Let's go ahead and roll for a skill challenge. I should say skill challenge, but we're going to roll for your either athletics. And then I will give you a health die of D8, okay? Because Toggle's helping you.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics? Or does it have to be athletics? I have a D8. I have a D8. I have one. Oh. Acrobatics?
Yep.
I have a D8.
No, I forgot my dice. Well, what do I get to roll with?
Nothing.
No. Plus, I have my character sheet so I can see what skills. How did it go?
Oh. Okay, well, it's 15.
Okay. With a 15, you guys are able to descend a little bit farther down. He kind of is holding onto what appears to be a rope that is ripped up top above you. Okay, as you guys are descending down, you can somewhat see Kwando crossing somewhat of a old rickety bridge. Okay, you don't see across the way; it's like really dark, and you can't really tell too well where he is going. So I'm just gonna pull up this picture again. Maybe it might help us to grasp the idea. Cool. So you are he's just across the bridge. Okay, as we can see that back for now. With that, you can also see a couple other things. You can see a couple other travelers moving through on the opposite side. Okay,
There's more people.
there's more not humanoids, but more fiend-esque, kind of like goblin-esque creatures that are kind of clamoring and climbing. You can see they're kind of roped up a little bit too, but they're mainly climbing like with their hands and stuff and scaling the walls. Okay, they climb to the ledge, and then you see Kwando crossing away and then kind of chattering with them. Okay, he puts his hand, they go to look in your direction, and just as they do, he quickly puts his hand on their shoulder and kind of says some words that brings them down a little bit, and then he points to a direction of what appears to be a dark hole, and then they all walk into that area.
Okay.
Okay. Toggle kind of looks in the same direction as you are, and he's like, I don't trust him. Hard to like make NPCs hate other NPC, like run NPC. I don't trust him. I don't trust myself. Yeah.
He's just you, but not you.
I don't trust him.
We don't have a choice.
I don't trust him. He knows too many people around here. And I don't trust anyone around here. I was hoping to get down to Lagar Dive without any help.
But well, it hasn't really been working out, so unfortunately, sometimes we have to be open-minded. I mean, I don't trust him that much either, but if anything I've learned over my years is that people can surprise you. And sometimes you have to work as a team even with those who you don't want to work with in order to accomplish your goals.
Kind of is chuckling as he's kind of climbing the rocks down and stuff. You kind of slip a little bit. He quickly catches you up, pushes you up against the wall, and holds you still and stuff. And then he says, "Don't say a word." And with that, all of a sudden, you just hear a quick drop and a body flying through the air and falling past through Lagar Dive and then hitting a rock down below. And then with that, you can hear rocks crumbling and following above you and crashing around. Then you can see what appears to be legs moving. Spider legs moving throughout this chamber. This gigantic spider clambering down just past you, going toward that body had landed. Peeking through it. Okay. Yeah.
Let's not pick a fight with that one. I really don't want to fight more spiders
I don't do it either. How far do you think you're gonna get in getting to Manzabarenzen? Manzabarenzen is where the drow live. So,
I will
we're
make
really gonna make it.
I will.
Then it can't just be us two. Then the spiders are just a small peg in the board.
I'm beginning to understand that. Which is why we might need Kwando.
I'm afraid he has more purpose than you against the drow, I would. And then all of a sudden, you hear a whistle. And then across the way, you see Kwando. And he kind of raises a hand out and he kind of waves to you guys.
We don't have much choice right now.
He quickly pulls out his axe, Kwando, because he sees the spider. And it starts kind of moving up toward you guys. He kind of signals for you guys. Fast. Go now.
Let's go.
And he like chucks his axe at the spider as it clips it and scraws to one of the legs. Cool. With that, he kind of then picks his, he pulls out his grappling hook, flings it up above you guys, enough raised, and then it catches, and then he then throws the rope towards you guys' direction. Let's go ahead and roll for another skill challenge.
Okay. So would that be like a slight?
Dog looks at you and he says, "You first go."
Oh.
Right behind you.
Oh, we have it. We got it. Okay. Cool.
Yep, coming towards you.
Oh.
Yep. The rope is coming your way.
Okay, so I'm guessing it would be like a trickery, sleight of hand kind of thing to be able to catch the rope.
It's going to be a acrobatics kind of thing. You know, there's a perfect spider right here. A bog.
Okay, cool. 4.
Tago goes and he says, "Grab onto it. I'll make my way across my own way. There's not enough time." And he quickly then runs and he just starts clambering through the sides and stuff. Okay, you go and you step on a rock and you slip down, and you go and you grab it with one hand and you slip and you are now sliding, and with that you drop and you are almost to the tip of where the spider is. The spider is lower than you.
Mm-hmm.
And you are like just barely above it as you catch the rope with one hand and you're dangling right in front of this thing, okay? You can hear it clamoring and moving its legs and just bashing at the walls of this gigantic hole. Its choppers are kind of opening up and okay? You can see the venomous spit that's coming out of its mouth.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna swing.
One more chance. Let me actually see if he can... No, I'll let you go ahead and roll one more time. Tiger quickly picks a rock and chucks it at this thing, and it hits it across the head, and it looks over at Toggle, but it's still focused on you.
What am I rolling for?
Whatever you want to do. So it's going to be a skill challenge for you to get across on this rope.
Okay, can I do like survival?
Yeah, you can do a survival if you want to do it. You're just explaining to me how you're going to do it. You better pay it off.
So I am going to dig deep into my training, and one of the things, of course, that you have to learn how to do is how to climb a rope. So I'm gonna I'm gonna obviously bring my other hand up. I'm gonna climb, and then
okay, let me help you out with it because it is athletics. That would be an athletics.
Yeah,
like training climbing a rope.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're better at survival, aren't you?
Yeah. 14.
I mean, it would be better off if you would have said, trying to hold still so that this thing doesn't notice me. You're trying to survive.
Oh, it sees me though. That wouldn't.
I think it would have.
Yeah. 14 to climb it. And...
Okay. 14. Yeah. You quickly just throw your arm up and you start pulling yourself all the way to the very top. You have made it back to where Kwando is. There's what appears to be a hole just past him and a little bit lit. He quickly turns to you and he grabs what appears to be grabs your, I don't know what you wear, like a cape kind of thing or something like that, or like that. He has something and he just rips it around you and stuff and throws it over you and pushes your head down. Okay, and then he yells, "Come on then, you monster!" The doggo kind of like looks at him, he just growls at him. "Shut up, I'm coming!" Yeah, and then he just jumps off the wall and he lands on top of the spider. The spider rises up out of the pit and in your guys' line of view, and then he quickly pushes off of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll for that to see how well that goes. Ooh, perfect, yeah. And he just topples onto the stone that you guys let's go.
Yeah.
You guys have crossed to the entrance of this place, okay? I wish not to put you guys away. We'll say somewhere over here. Yeah. As you guys enter into this place, it is a very uncomfortable and stinky place, okay? That's like the main words to you.
It's a good thing I'm wrapped up in this goblin cloak.
Yep. You start descending through this pathway and stuff, and you can see what appears to be a very just stone door and stuff, and just very mechanics system built and stuff. Somewhat just very crude and untaken care of, but it's been here for what appears to be some time. And then you can see the door slightly open up. You can see a gleam of light coming in from in there, this chamber, okay? And then Kwando quickly grabs your head and pushes it down again. He says, keep your head down. Don't show your face. You got that?
Okay.
And then he kind of grabs you by the hand, and he's kind of pulling you forward and stuff through this door. Toggle kind of races right next to him and kind of like stands right next to him as they're walking through the entrance of the door. You hear a clamor of noises, a bunch of people just chattering and battering away. You can't fully see what's taking place. I want you to roll for it if you want to use an awareness check, but it is up to you.
18.
Okay. And then go ahead and roll for a stealth as well, please.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 6.
Cool. But you said a what for an awareness?
14.
14. Cool.
Think.
You pull up your head just so slightly, and you can see just the tables here and there and stuff, and just very big and billowy creatures all sitting around here and there, some sitting by a fire that's blazing. You can see what appears to be mauled out creatures that are hanging from the ceilings, and you can see what a fellow that is like getting a sword, a crude blade, and just jabbing away at this thing and pulling meat off and throwing it into the fire. And then a bunch of like another fellow, a group of little creatures running over and ripping it apart, pulling it out of the fire and stuff, fighting over it and stuff. You can see some people, some of these creatures slamming the table and fighting with each other, all kinds of just craziness going on in this place, okay? Nobody seems to be in control. It just seems to be like a mess hall of a place. And then Kwando kind of pushes you forward a little bit more, pulls your cowl down so you kind of don't see a little bit, pushes you forward, and you go through what appears to be like a lot of fabric drapings all around. And you're pushing through, and then, like they're wet, they're stinky, they're smelly, the place is just terrible. And then he then grabs you, and he starts carrying you up these stairs. And he says,
Do you mind?
it's a good place, trust me. As long
Yeah.
as we just mind our own, we'll be fine, alright? And then with that, the door pops open, and then it closes, and then you are now in a chamber. You're in a room somewhat by yourself, but there's no walls really. I shouldn't say, the door is more of like a drapery. All of it's draped, kind of like a tent-esque kind of feel.
Okay.
Okay. You can still hear the clamoring and the loudness and the talking and stuff of this whole place and stuff. Okay. But the walls are just dirty and old and just drawing and stuff, and a mixture of just gross accessories all around and stuff. It is not the most comfortable place, but this is Alder's Parade. No, it's
Sesame stool.
see some stools. Why is it that every time I like write the names of things and I was like, that's a cool name, but then I like when I go to read it, I pronounce it different, so it's not as good. Sesame stool. With that, all of a sudden, as your cloak comes down and stuff, there is a fella coming over toward the entrance and pulling the drapery open, and all of a sudden, Toggle just go ahead and grabs you and pushes you off what appears to be the bed that you were laying on. You fall to the side, okay? And then all of a sudden you hear Toggle yelling, "Oi! What's the problem? You can't give us any privacy in here, or what?" I will go ahead and show you guys. This is the fella. As you look from behind the bed, you can see Simak. Hi, I'm Simak. Oi, I'm Seamuck. I welcome to Sesame Soul. We hope that you enjoy your stay. It's good to see you, Kwando. He reaches out his hand. Another fella traveling through the Lagar Dive, huh? Yeah. Just checking all the views. Oh, good. Well, we hope you enjoy your stay here. Be very careful. There are some brooding fellas through here, and then he kind of looks over at the bed. You can tell a little bit as he pauses. And be careful of your keepings. You don't want to lose anything. Well, I'll give you your space. If you need some food, just holler down. And then with that, the cloak drops. And he kind of, all right, show your face.
You wanna tell me why the heck you guys are pushing me off the bed?
Toggle kind of just puts his feet up and he doesn't say nothing. Kwando kind of has his back to you and stuff, and then he kind of turns at you and he says, well, you see, what it is that you are a fire genasi, correct?
Yeah?
Okay. So, you're worth something to some people. And because of that, it's very dangerous for you to be traveling down here in the Lagar Dive.
Why wasn't this brought to my attention sooner?
It was when I tried to poison you.
That doesn't tell me anything.
He said, my attempt and I have something in Manzaburns as well. And I have to go take a drink. I have to go get a drink. I'll be back. And then we can talk. He kind of pushes the flap open and stuff, and he quickly closes it behind him and then kind of goes down. You can hear chattering more and somebody kind of yelling out, Kwando, chattering, it's called. And
So I'm just gonna like kind of wrap myself up in this cowl.
I don't know about him. I don't know if you can trust him. I say we poison him. Kind of like looks around the room to try to find some kind of like things to utilize. Sure, there's something around here. Maybe somebody left something here. He starts lifting up the bed flaps and everything like that, checking under the pillow.
Really? He could have turned us in by now.
He kind of like steps up and looks out the flap and stuff, and he's like, I'm gonna go do some investigating. You stay here, all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably sleep.
That's a good call.
Yeah, so I'm going to, can I do a medicine check to try to get better, or?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check. Because of this circumstance, I will allow you, I don't know what rest you can get, so it's probably been half of a day has gone by since you left Zacapus. Okay? So you are somewhat in the clear. I don't know what kind of rest you want to use and stuff. Or if you need 24 hours, don't you,
for a long rest, yeah.
Yeah. How long has it been since your last long rest? When did you take a good long rest?
It was right before the ghost all attacked us.
Gotcha. Okay, so you were in a comfortable place, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a full long rest, okay?
Okay.
Very neat, so you can get all your health back and stuff, okay? And then also, through the experience of last time, you're going to go ahead, I don't know what level you're at right now. You're still level 2? Hopefully, we'll be getting subclasses, so I can give you a subclass, and we can start playing level 3.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I will level you up, so before the next game, hopefully we get, I think he said end of February. Coach, if you're watching, we need subclasses.
We need our subclasses.
You miss our subclasses, you cruel man.
Okay.
But yeah, we can level you up and stuff, but we'll do that in the next.
Okay, so we get...
Which actually, maybe we'll do a little video too to show our leveling up and stuff, so yeah.
3 rest points.
Yep. forget how it goes. I totally
I
like
think,
explained it all last session and stuff, and then I totally
yeah.
forgot everything.
No, I'm pretty sure you get to, like, you get your rest points and you can use them, but that's the only way that you can actually gain.
Okay, so you're doing a long rest
No, full rest, right?
or a full rest. You have levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, so I can get rid of that.
Yeah. So I'll give you a long rest, 8 hours. You have so 4 hours of no activity. So you're doing nothing right now.
No.
Okay, cool. And then the next 4 hours you're gonna do no or light activity. So what light activity do you want to do for the 4 hours?
I'm probably gonna try to, like, concoct a potion to heal myself, kind of thing.
Okay, so for the first half of that, the long rest, you can get rid of 1 exhaustion. Now you can get rid of 2 exhaustions on your second if you don't do no activity as well. I don't know how much exhaustion you have. So exhaustion basically goes in negative to all of her rolls.
Yeah,
really
I would like to get rid of my exhaustion.
Okay. So then you just pass out. Okay. And with that, as you are asleep, you can recall vivid images of all of a sudden your family, your tribe, your people, you running with all your might to where your family lives on the rock and stuff. Okay. And you are just breathing hard, and there you see a beautiful blue, just a beautiful, but a blue force field that quickly disappears. And with that, you see all your family that are laid out on the floor and stuff. Okay? An army had come and wiped them out, and you know what it is to be the drow. And you wake up from your rest. You look out the flap window, and you can see what appears to be Toggle and Kwando, and they're kind of sitting somewhat close to each other, and still, someone looks like they're talking. And then there's another fellow as well there that is kind of chatting with them as well. Now, like I said, you don't know who you can trust in the Lagar Dive.
Cool. Okay, so with the rest points, I regain them and then I use them.
Yes.
I'm up to 8 HP.
Congratulations! Yeah. Get rid of the blood on you.
Oh, it's hard because
your full is 8, huh? Or
no,
11?
It's 11. But I didn't get a full rest, so I don't regain all HP.
Oh, good job. You're ready to go back at it.
Feel better anyway.
Awesome. With that, all of a sudden, as you're peering through the flap and stuff, then somebody comes. You can see next to you a tent-esque kind of flaps are hanging and stuff, and then the flap opens up, and a fella with dark brown hair and a very ghoulish kind of face kind of then steps out, and then he starts talking. Okay, and he starts talking in Undercommon. He says something like, "Many people travel through Lagar Dive." He says, "Many people travel through here. So many things." Another fella kind of steps out, and he's a brutish big fella and stuff, and he says, "Are you ready to go, brother, or what? Are we gonna hang out here any longer?" And then he kind of looks over in your direction and stuff where you were at, and your flap kind of just closes very softly, and you kind of just hide your risk off. And then he says, "I'm curious, very curious of some of these new folk that have come in here. Kwando seems like he's up to something." And then he says something in common. "You're welcome to say hi." And with that, you can hear him stepping down the stairs, the wooden stairs. And
And you said Kwando and Toggle are outside?
Kwando and Toggle are down in the mess hall area. You are at the upstairs, top of the stairs and stuff. And these two fellas, a big brutish-esque looking creature fella and a smaller fella and stuff, and they're talking. And then, like I said, he speaks in common, and you can tell that he's speaking to you probably, even though you're hiding behind the tent.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's like
I'm going to go ahead and wrap myself up in the cowl.
Okay.
Hide my face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step out because I'm starving. And
Okay.
I need to go get some food and some water. Was I able to heal my poison?
Yeah, I'll give you your poison and stuff like that. Kwando, well, I should say Kwando left you some. I'll say that you had some leftover stuff.
I'm proficient in medicine and in herbalism, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
With that, as you step out of the flap, let's go ahead and roll for an awareness, because I'm gonna get you good right here. This is what I'm like all about: story destruction.
15.
You open up the flap and you step to go, and there at the top of the stairs, hunched over, is Seamuck, and he's scrubbing the floors. And then you barely almost knock into him and push him over the stairs. He goes, oh, sorry, And then he says, what are you?
Sorry, excuse me. Just trying to
I dropped off like a dive. I didn't. Do you with someone? I didn't notice.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
No. Kwando didn't mention. Well, I did see him carrying somebody said it was a friend of his that was pretty hurt by a spider. What's wrong with your face? Disfigured? As he kind of steps up close. He's a little short.
Please don't touch me.
Trying to reach up with his stubbly little fingers.
And I'm just like, please don't touch me.
I'm sorry. I get very curious sometimes.
You know what they say about curiosity?
No, I don't, actually.
Curiosity killed the goblin.
Oh, gosh. Good. I don't like goblin. And he kind of looks down the stairs at friend Toggle, who's kind of just a little bit belligerent and stuff. He's just waving his cup around and like singing like a song. He's trying to get other people to kind of join in, but he's like, they're like not.
What exactly are you serving down there?
It's nothing too strong. It's just enough to keep them on the edge and forget about their pain and sorrows. Sure, you have some pain and sorrows too, eh? A lady, huh?
My business is none of yours.
No, sorry. Well, are you going up or are you going down?
Well, since I am up, I am obviously going down. Yes. I must acquire some sustenance.
So, we have plenty of sustenance down there. I mean, if you
that's why I went down there.
All the way down to Methdoom, just to get the. Well, I won't ask any more questions then. I apologize. I hope your stay is comfortable. I hope nobody gives you a hard time.
I appreciate it. Forgive me for being a little on edge. It's been a rough journey.
And then he kind of leans close to you and he says, and he pats you on your side and he says, roughen up your voice a little bit. They're all men here. You won't stand a bit of a chance around them.
Gotcha.
And with that, he takes his bucket and his scrubbing rag and he starts clambering down the stairs to the main.
Alright, I'm just gonna go down to Toggle and Kwando.
All of a sudden, Toggle then is blabbing around and stuff, and then he's like, the ball of food. I know, he has to sing something in like a goblin. As a walk across the gallop. Yeah. Kwando is kind of just like has his hand on his head, kind of stuff. And then he kind of looks at you. He says, not a lot. He's not a lot of not drink. You can hear him kind of razzling his words too. You should have been watching your area, making sure, but I'm sure not message him.
No.
And just keep close. He kind of like slides the chair over. She slides the bar stool to you to sit down. What I was trying to tell you earlier was that I have somebody who's important to me. want them back. And he kind of like pushes his finger on the table. And then he looks at you and he says, I want them. And he doesn't look at you.
I understand. Do the drow have them?
He kind of looks, he doesn't look at you, but he kind of then just like.
Well, then we should get them back.
And
Preferably
then he kind of
without
then hesitates his voice, and he says to you, he says, I work for them. He doesn't look at you. He keeps his head down.
Gotcha. We'll have to talk more in depth about this later. In a more quiet.
All of a sudden, Toggle comes over to you and pounds you on the back.
No.
Cut their heads and swipe their tongues.
Hey, Toggle. Why don't you go get us some food?
I'm not hungry.
I'm just like kick him in the shin.
Ah. And he kind of just like, yeah, he's like, nah. Fine, I'm out. And he kind of walks off. I have all the plans with it. Talk. In private, I played some muck for a private room to talk without having to worry about being heard.
Hey, do you know those two guys over there? I kind of nod over at the big brutes that I saw upstairs.
Yeah, I do.
Are they good?
No, they're not good.
I think they know about me.
He kind of like, as he's like talking to you, he kind of, his breath stops. All right. Then we don't have a lot of time.
Gotcha.
And he gets up and he walks over to Seamuck and he says, and he whispers something to him. And then he says, all right, calm down. I'll get the keys. And he kind of clambers over toward his closet and kind of starts pulling stuff out and stuff. Seamuck does. Okay. Kwando walks over, chugs the rest of his drink, and then he looks over at Toggle, who's kind of like climbing and walking through the tables and picking off people's plates and stuff. And then he kind of yells and says, Toggle, let's go then. It's time. He just like points at him and he kind of just like signals and stuff. And Toggle's like, and then he kind of just like, he's like, whatever. And then he throws the plate on the floor and then he kind of goes.
I'm just gonna.
I tried, but he said, let's go. Let's call. I can argue with him.
I look around. Is there any food that I can grab?
Yeah. There is a plate and there is a cut of meat that is like burned but also bloody. It does not look good. Like one side of it looks burned and the other side of it looks bloody. Okay, there's a fork sticking out of it and stuff, and then there's like parts of it, like there's still bones sticking in it and stuff. There's like just different mixtures of parts of the body of the creature's body there. Yeah.
Would I be able to salvage this?
Good luck.
As a
That will
fire
have to be
genasi?
Are you a cook? Are you a cooker?
I'm not a cooker, but I am a fire genasi.
That fire genasi ability. That's not a.
No, I know, but I should have a canned
all
group.
the time. All the fire genasis know how to cook.
No, I can just cook the meat so it's actually cooked.
I had to do an in-depth on like what would happen if you actually use your powers to cook something.
Yeah.
We'll leave it.
Is there any other food?
Take it. No. Actually, go ahead and roll for awareness. Let's do that. Right. Or survival. I'll let you do survival.
Okay. 22.
22. Yeah, you were able to grab what appears to be somebody had left some of their rations and stuff that don't look too bad. Some of the mushrooms probably mixed up, blended up, and then smashed and then tried out. You take those quickly. So you have a bag of that. You also can find what appears to be a pretty good cut of meat that, and I'll go ahead and give you a temporary hit point for that.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Good job on that one. Okay. And with that, the door opens up. Keys go out. There we go. We got him. Hey, I didn't catch your name. What was your name, fella? Seabox says to you.
Zira.
Zira. Don't change it like a manly.
Zeron.
Zeron. All right, Zeron and Toggle and Kwando. Here's your private room for whatever the...
I don't know if it looks worse as you guys going in with Zira or with Zeron.
As the door opens, you can see a mixture of things. So you see a table with a bunch of candles on it and stuff, and then you can see what appears to be some books, and then you can also see what appears to be somewhat of a very hand-drawn map. Okay. Of where you guys are going through. Okay. And with that, we'll end it there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we get to level up, plus we get to figure out where the heck we're gonna do now, and to warn you for your next area of travel.
It will be good to level up.
Nope, there it is. Cool. Thanks, you guys, for watching. We hope that you guys enjoyed. We are enjoying. Like I said, we're adding more and more and stuff to our gameplays and live plays and stuff. And so,
yep.
Hopefully, it's all paying off and stuff. Like and subscribe and hit the bells and stuff. We're gonna be doing this every week, or it really depends.
I know we try to pick a day and it works one week and then not the next, so it's just kind of we feel like going live. But yeah, it's typically either Monday, Wednesday, maybe Saturdays. But we'll see. We'll kind of just roll with it. I know we won't do it this Saturday. But yeah, it's fun. We enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoy as well.
Yeah. And if interested, we are still doing our every Fridays. We're going to be doing our Pokemon Live episode. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work, then we usually just cut it out. But we're basically kind of trying to learn how to do a group live session and getting better with all of our equipment and stuff. So this is a fun test and stuff, but it's all of us playing and having fun. So we're playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. You guys got to tune into that too.
I know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching tonight, and we'll see you
next time.
Yeah.
Have a good night.